Hey, what's up, everybody? Let me know if, as always, everything's working, if I sound like a robot, or if I don't sound like a robot. Everything is looking good on my end. So these are my party glasses. I thought I should put up balloons and all that, but they're so bad for the environment. So we'll just go with the plastic glasses. That'll last forever and not kill any birds for at least a little while. Yeah, I am a thousandaire, thanks to you guys. Yeah, it's funny. That sounds good. Good. Yeah, I did a test. I actually did a recording test tonight. Yeah, no robot yet. The robot comes out of nowhere. That's the problem. If the robot was there at the beginning, there wouldn't be a robot. I saw that a couple people have posted what they're sipping on. Pedal Pusher's got that Technicolor hat, Citrus IPA. I've seen that in other people's photos on Instagram and stuff, but I haven't seen it up here in Northeast Ohio yet. It must be brand new. That's one I definitely want to try. And a blueberry maple stout. I've had beers by that brewery. They're up in Michigan. That could go either way. That could be good or it could be overdone. Now Ben's got a classic Sweet Baby Java. It's the old Sweet Baby Jesus chocolate peanut butter porter, but with espresso instead. Nice. Yes, we'll have a little swag giveaway. I figured out what, like, do that at like 9:20. I figured that would be. Am I losing? There we go. I figured 9:20 would be good because gives people a chance to show up, but then you don't have to hang out all night just to explain how we're going to do it. Everybody who wants something gets something, but you don't have to do anything. You don't have to send last video. You're not going to have to share this with 3 people on Instagram or whatever kind of thing there is. I keep losing focus there. Let's see. There we go. Oh yeah, I'm drinking what I was drinking the other night. I had one last night. I think I posted Stone's Black IPA. I love black IPAs. I've been drinking mostly local, and I almost never drink bottles anymore because most people don't recycle them. They still do here in Cuyahoga Falls, but they don't in Akron, and they don't travel well on the bike. But I love black IPAs. This one's actually kind of strong, but it was overpriced. It's 8.7, but it was $17 for a 6-pack. But it was the best thing to drive through across. The only thing I hadn't had over there. Oh, you said the blueberry maple is overdone, I could imagine. Hey, what's up, Chuckles? Chuckles is one of the earlier people to pay attention to the channel. I think when my video about my Peugeot went up, which was the first video on this channel that actually got views beyond the normal, must have been being shared on being pushed out to other people who were searching for bikes or showing up in search. That video has like 10,000 views now, which for me is huge. That's a huge number. Now we average around 250 maybe for a regular video. So, still not a robot. That's good. Well, I figured I can't leave these on because they're great if I'm looking directly at the camera or the screen, but for notes or anywhere else or trying to look down, I can't see anything. But still a party even though the glasses aren't on, But yeah, I figured I'd tell this quick story because, and I can't remember if I've ever told it on a live stream because, usually I end these live streams fairly buzzed. I don't need these either. They're not monitoring anything anymore. And if you guys said the sound's good, I can't hear if it turns to robot anyways because it would just feedback. But yeah, so when I first I don't know, YouTube says I made an account in 2008, and that was probably just so I could save videos and stuff like that. But I don't remember when I posted the first video, but I remember what I was doing. I lived in a duplex. And I had just got back into analog photography not long before I made this video. I'd started shooting film again, and I developed it on my own. And then I set up all my darkroom equipment in my bathroom, and I made some prints. And then I'm like, I'm going to make a photography show on YouTube. And I was like, I'm going to talk about analog, talk about digital. I just got my 7D, which was my first DSLR that could shoot video. So all week, or for like a month, however long, I'm thinking about this idea. And so the day comes when I'm going to do it. No one's around because I feel super self-conscious. And I set out all my Ilford boxes of film and print paper and vintage cameras at the dining room table. I have my scene all set up, the lights coming in the window, what I think is right. I'm sure it would have been horrible. So I get the camera set up, press record. I go sit down and I look at the thing and I just say out loud, I am going to be awful at this. I remembered watching the video back and that's exactly what I said. And I think I made like 3 episodes of it over like a month, and I actually deleted them because I was so, I don't think I've ever deleted anything else off YouTube since those first 3, because I have some embarrassing stuff still way up there in the archives. But those, like, that was like my first attempt, and it must have been like 12, 13 years ago now, I would guess. I didn't look up like what I was, the dates or anything, but yeah. So to me, it's funny because even this year, like I've always posted to YouTube. Like I said, I had a brew review show, which is beer review show, which is how I kind of started to learn. And I could show a clip of the first one, what my first YouTube attempt really looked like. But I'll do that in a bit. But yeah, but last year, yeah, when I started last year, there were 35 subscribers to this channel. And the only people who watched it were friends, or if once in a while, maybe a bike video someone somehow found. So it's amazing that this is YouTube official now, of a channel. Hey, what's up, Broadford? Hey, what's up, Blake? Thanks. Yeah. Not a party till something is broken. It's just early. What is Lanky saying? Oh, yeah, let's check this out. Drinking some wine. Nice. Ben wants a 2020 live on the bike review. Review. Yeah, so let's go back to the browser here. Yeah, so this is the channel in reverse order. So the first upload is 11 years ago, the first that's still there. It's a music video that I made for my friend Pete, and it's kind of like the video I put out of my friend Brad's birthday ride, if you watch that, where it's just a series of photos, almost like time-lapse, but not fully intended to be a time-lapse. The second one here, 10 years ago, My Pummel Vision, that was a website that would take every photo you had uploaded to Flickr and turned them into like a super fast like time-lapse thing. And then yeah, the first review, this is what my first attempt at sitting down in front of the camera after the analog show the quality of what it looked like. So yeah, I've come a long way. That mic on the table and the cable for the mic are from Radio Shack, and we set it there, and every time we set down a beer, it's worse than the mouse clicks that you're hearing right now. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. It's not even a cool looking mic or anything, but yeah. We do, well, I guess we kind of did a review on, New Year's? Or was that Christmas? Yeah, New Year's, were we drinking some? Then we did a Kit Kat review, too, if you saw that live stream, which was amazing, the drunken Kit Kat review. So looks like a Fisher-Price mic, yeah. And it sounds like a Fisher-Price mic. I didn't have the audio on there, but it's pretty bad. We ended up, my first light, so there's not a light in that video, I don't think. I think it's just the overheads. Yeah, Canon 7D overhead lights, that mic, which is running all the way across the room. I don't know why I thought I had to have the camera all the way on the other side if I was going for a long lens, but I would always put it way away from us across the room. Like I said, I can't remember what I was thinking, but so I had extension cables. So the sound was even worse because I was running long, cheap cables. And if you know anything about audio, that you don't even want to run, decent cables that far. So Oh yeah, keeping it on the browser, but yeah. Where was I going with that thought? I lost my train of thought already. Need to look back at those to remember. But yeah, and I didn't have any editing software. I used some free editing software that was horrible, and then I started editing in Photoshop. Believe it, I don't know if you know this, but you can edit video in Photoshop, and if you're doing simple stuff, it'll work. Like it's like any straight line editor you could use now on your phone, or you know, what's the Apple one, that iMovie. It's simple as that. But once you want to start doing anything a little more complicated, you know, transitions, overlays, you know, it just bogs down. It's not what it's made for. And I remember when I first got some pro jobs, that's when I upgraded to Premiere Pro. I'm like, this is a nightmare to use. So I was looking too at my first, like, when did I first upload a cycling video? And that would be April 28, 2016, and I'm riding with Large Marge and friend Woody, and a couple other people are still around, but usually not in the chat. But that video, I strapped a small DSLR to my handlebars, and that was how I first decided that I could get some footage, and I could pop that up here. It is shaky as all get out. There's Ben, that's Large Marge on his fixed gear bicycle. Let me know if you can hear me and hear the video. One time I tried that and it went sound went crazy, but I think I sorted that out. Oh, there's a mural on that wall now. That blank parking deck wall now is a really pretty mural on it. Oh, there's our friend Andy Shermack. I don't think he has that bike anymore. I think it's some kind of 29 mountain bike. 29er. You can hear both? Awesome. I'm glad I got that sorted. I think that's why I also can't hear audio through the monitor when I'm live. Because if I could, my software would think that's the same thing, and that's why it feeds back like crazy. I know Pedal Pusher was here the first time I tried that, and it was a nightmare. I would be riding in this video. Oh, Jameis Dragon, yeah. Does he still have that? I'd be riding back then my Trek mountain bike, more set up as with some. They weren't slicks, but they were more set up to be road tires because it's the only bike I had. And I know when we cross this bridge here, Ben looks back at me because I almost ate it by coming in too hot, overcooking this corner. Hey Joel, thanks man. Yeah, right here is where my back tire almost went out for me. See, I almost hit that fence. See Ben look back like, what was that noise? But, yeah, it's my first cycling video I posted to YouTube. Yeah, it's the camera. It's in my camera vault. Safe, but it's about this size. So I had something about that big. Yeah, so there was something about this big with a lens on it hooked to the front of my handlebars. Yeah, definitely not ideal. It's a Rebel T2 or something like that. What is that called? T2i? Oh, I don't have it anymore. I gave it to my niece. I was using it as when I was doing my second iteration of like sitting down and trying to make a YouTube show was the Fitzwater photography show. And that's where I really did like up my skills. And in the end, I was running I think there was one episode where I was running 4 cameras and then recording separate audio, running 4 cameras and cutting it all together. It's not anything I ever promoted, and still the content isn't that great, but the quality in the end got to be really good. And so I bought that other Rebel to, I think, have a perspective that would be showing directly down on whatever I was looking at, so I could like have cameras or whatever I was talking about out on the table. And yeah, and then I never use it anymore. Now I have the R5, the 5D4, and then my 6D still works, and they all shoot decent video. So my niece was saying she was taking photography last semester in school, so I was like, take this camera. So you miss Radio Shack? You know what's funny about Radio Shack? I keep getting ads for a T-shirt with their logo on it in my feed, and I don't know if I've said Radio Shack like before this stream, but I must have been thinking it at some point because it keeps popping up. Hey, what's up, Tanner? So, the who I just gave that Rebel to, Tanner, is her older brother. So, ooh, almost got a wrong pipe right there. So yeah, so from 35 subscribers to 1,000 in a year is pretty cool. And now we're at 1,025. It just, like, I don't really, like, the numbers don't really matter. It's just fun because when I started the goal of last January to make a video every week, it was just to get better again, like I'd always done, like with the Fitzwater photography show. And then when everything got shut down and my business pretty much got entirely shut down, it was like, well, now I got the time, and then I was making even more. So riding my bike, making analog photography videos, and just like trying to do a style that looked a little better than the old style, wasn't as boring, and wasn't as static, at least in my mind.
Fred Smith.
So yeah, just now that we have this and people are actually hanging out, that's awesome. Like I said, the Discord, I love the Discord. And yeah, it's about 9:17. We could also get into that idea. Oh, we got some bike photos up there too, so let's check those out. Oh, these are pedal pushers 2 bikes? Oh yeah, nice. Like you said, you got the velocities on there. That one's the Jameis, and then the other one is the Journeyman. Let's see. Oh, it's, yeah. I like that setup. That's like that's a nice touring setup right there, huh? I can't remember what I said. That's what she said too. Oh, yeah, I said the T2i. Yep, looking back at the comments. And now they're actually scrolling through. I found a way to keep them up top. That's the other thing. I said I would try and clean up the screen I have now, this kind of how it's a little messy. I spent about an hour today trying to mess around with that and figuring it out. And I did get it to look a little better, but I was afraid to try some of the new things right before I went on in case they wouldn't work. So in the works is a better looking, cleaner setup like this that will hopefully be on Thursday. But yeah, it's cool. Yeah, the bike looks great. So since some of you guys are using different names between the Discord and the YouTube, you don't have to tell us, but so Patty Redbeard, I don't know who you are in the live chat. I don't think I do. I started to take notes so I can remember some of this stuff because I'm so bad at it. But that's his bike here. Let's see the full size. Oh, it's not going to let me do that. I thought last week it was, oh, open original. There we go. Oh, you got some DT Swisses on there? Oh, that's very nice. Single speed? Is it fixed or just single speed? Whoops. Oh, Patrick. Petty. Okay. If you told me, I totally forgot. Alan, I actually remembered that. I made that note that I knew that you were 95J man. So I have my cheat sheet for who everyone is and like what they've told us. So like kind of where they live because I'm not very good at it, and it would have been for a long time it was very easy on this channel because there was 4 people actually commenting, but single speed, yeah, nice. I've said this before, but I've only rode an actual fixed gear once. Oh, you're talking about Jay Dandy's talking about a video from 4 years ago, one of the earlier cycling videos too. It's just it was an Akron bike party, and we're riding across the Y Bridge, and I think it was the same thing. I have the DSLR strapped to the bars. I used a different version of Roadrunner by the Modern Lovers, and it's funny because YouTube never said anything about it till like 2 years ago. I got a message for the copyright. It wasn't even a strike because the channel's not monetized, but it definitely wasn't then. I guess now it technically is monetized, but yeah. Yeah, that was the Ride in Purple. I think Prince died that week, so Bike Party always had a theme. And so since Prince had died, they did a Ride in Purple, so everyone was supposed to wear something purple for that bike ride. Yeah, our friend, he moved up near Toronto, but I rode his fixed gear around the parking lot once, and like I said, I think I told this story a couple times, but yeah, that when you just try to coast, you're just so used to like taking that inside pedal and putting it up as you go around the corner, and it in your mind, you can't coast, and it doesn't matter if you're not used to it. It just throws your feet around. It's crazy. Yeah, I think I can't even believe that Large Marge how he would ride fixed around here with like the steep hills we had. So we were just talking about Hickory, and I remember being on rides with him where I'd be on my Trek 4900, and he would like make it up those steep hills on the fixed. And I remember he could probably say, but he was running a pretty tall gear. It wasn't like a simple gear, definitely for the terrain we have around here. So I guess I had 2 friends who used to ride fixed. Well, then Bergie had a fixed gear too, right? I think that Ben bought. I can't remember if that was just single speed or if it was fixed. But I think it's fixed. I think it was a Chinelli track bike. You had one in college, but you're too old now. Yeah. I became aware of like the scene and all that stuff, like the bike messengers, like watched YouTube videos in New York and thought they were cool, but I just didn't think about bikes. I had a bike, so it was like never thought about like this is what I ride, this is my bike. So I need to update my notes on who's everybody so I don't forget, because I will. Patrick Redbeard, got it. Yeah, so with the yeah, I can imagine as you get older, yeah, people not wanting to ride track bikes around or just fixed. Like I've talked about before, I'm not sure where why some people seem to get upset or there's a difference in it's a track bike, it's a fixed gear. I guess if you convert something else to be fixed, then it's fixed. If it's built as a track bike, it's a track bike, but they're both have a fixed gear. Does it? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So, anyways, for everyone here who's here now, and I guess I'll say this again later, like in a half hour, 20 minutes. But like I said, I just think it's cool that we have this like conversation going on now, and that there are people who watch the videos and comment on the videos, and I figure anyone who's going to watch the live stream and hangs out, they're usually regulars, but even if you're new, it doesn't matter. I figured I have some swag, and I ordered some more swag, and I would give everybody something just as a thank you. understand this channel is still, even though it's technically monetized, I'm not putting ads on my new uploads. My new uploads get like 200, 300 views. I wouldn't make anything on it. It's not worth making someone sit through an ad. I put a couple on old popular ones just to see what it looks like and what happens, but it's still not going to be anything. You need to, even, YouTubers with 100,000 subscribers, a lot of them are not, it's not how they make their living. It's just not. But so anyways, just so you understand, this is just like a straight up thank you. And it doesn't, it doesn't require anything. Like, you don't have to share anything. The only thing is I want to keep it simple for myself. So all you have to do is, and I'll drop that link again, is go into the Discord and send me a DM with your address and the name you're using for the live chat, so I know you were actually here. So address, name in the live chat, and your t-shirt size. It doesn't mean you're getting a t-shirt. I have like random stuff. I have stickers, I have shirts, I have musette bags. So if you direct message me on the Discord, you'll get something, everybody. So, and like I said, I'm spending money on shipping and all that, so I understand if you're not on Discord, it's something else you have to sign up for, but you're free to delete it after that. So let me drop that. Let me drop the link one more time in case you're not there and you're interested. So there's that. And so, yeah, anyone who wants to, DM me over there. And you could use it as a just a browser tab. And you could also download the app. I can't remember who, they're in the chat right now, but someone commented how the app does send you a lot of push notifications. And I was saying, if you're going to keep it, just turn off push notifications. Turn off push notifications to all your social media. You don't need them. Check in, go through everything. Same thing. As you guys know, I respond to every single YouTube comment, but you know what? I sit down and I do that all at once when I'm doing something. So you don't need to be annoyed by any of that stuff. And like I said, I've never gotten an email from Discord, so I don't find it to be very spammy, but apps are obviously always going to send you notifications because some people want them. I don't think you should have any of that stuff on your phone. You should, but yeah, that's that. Let me know if it doesn't make sense. There were a couple questions in here. Let me jump back to them. I just wanted to get that out there while people were still here in case you have other things you have to do. Hey, what's up, Steve in Westerville? Yeah. Thanks for the comments today. I appreciate it. Or yesterday, I guess now that would be. Let me get back here. I need to backtrack a little bit. I like to, Pedal Push said either for Fixie, the terms are acceptable. JM asked if I've done the Erie Canal Trail. Ohio, Erie, or Erie Canal Trail? So Erie Canal in New York, I've only done between Buffalo and Rochester, so it's hard to compare it, whereas in Ohio, I've done Ohio to Erie the full length. So I can't compare them yet. We're considering doing all of the Erie Canal Trail this summer, the New York one. But I really like Ohio's because it's very different. It's not, and I think it's a little like that in New York too. But in Ohio, it's a bunch of different, it's a route. It's not a trail. So there's trails that are linked together. So it's hard to say right now which I like better. I would have to see the whole thing. In Ohio, down in Amish country, I've mentioned before, it's absolutely beautiful. Down by Xenia in Ohio, it's actually absolutely beautiful, but there are some long sections that we've talked about past Columbus that are very monotonous. I think about 30 miles of a section that's very monotonous. Chuckles asked, what's my favorite posted video? Huh. That would be... Get back up. I'm sure it's something more recent. I really like the Kent Gravel one I just posted that I just made it completely psychedelic and like overlaid a bunch of stuff and just did something different because that's fun. I like anything where I'm not actually talking, because I don't actually go. I rarely go back and watch a video where I'm on screen. It's just like uncomfortable. Even if I watched it while I edited it, then I watched the final version, then I uploaded it to YouTube and watched it once to make sure everything went well. But I can't stand watching myself. Like, I can't really. I'll go and check on a live stream after just to see what it sounded like and looked like and stuff like that. But I can't stand seeing myself. So any of my favorite videos would be a ride video. There was one called Tunnel Rats where we actually rode through these, where they had put the whatever stream into tunnels underneath the freeways, and I think it's pretty cool. Like, that's a fun video, and that footage is pretty rad. I joke around because Ben Large Marge said to me right before we went in the tunnel, because I didn't know where it was, and we're going down this embankment by what was that restaurant? I keep thinking Big Bob Evans. So we start going down this embankment, and Ben yells back to me, he's like, "Get your GoPro out." And we get in the tunnel, and it's obviously very dark, and I'm like, I like that he warned me to get my GoPro out, but not to get my headlight turned out of my bag and turned on. So the ones I made this summer, though, some of the cycling ones this summer are definitely my favorite. We did a couple really gnarly off-road stuff, like hidden stuff that most people don't know about around this area. And it was pretty cool to show some of those trails. I did 3 videos on the Ohio to Erie Trail. We did that over 4th of July, and I thought those all came out really cool. I tried to sync them to the music fairly good, put a lot of effort into that. If I went back, I probably would have just made that one longer video. At the time, I was very into like keeping everything short with the cycling videos, but now I realize like 6, 8, 10 minutes even for a cycling video works if it's that interesting, like Ohio to Erie. Doesn't need to be broken up that much. They're not hugely popular, but I posted a couple, and someone was talking about in the comments today, Jay Dandy, the autumn color rides, just because it's so pretty around here in the fall. It's my favorite season by far. I like the way you dress in the fall. I like the way it looks in the fall. Northeast Ohio just becomes absolutely beautiful. See you, Lanky. Sorry, I missed you saying goodbye. Thanks for dropping by, man. Hey, Dennis. Yeah. It's great we have people in these comments who know more than I do, much more than I do about bikes. Oh, Kenny, what's up, man? Yeah, Kenny was on. Bloody hell, man, focus. Yeah, that focusing is not my strong suit. Kenny was on a lot of he's in a lot of my favorite videos, Kenny Davis there, from this year. There was one more, the Tunnel Rats one was definitely one of my favorites, but there was one other one we did where we were really, maybe it was the Rolling Acres one who were you just talking to about Rolling Acres in the Discord? But yeah, there's a Rolling Acres ride that was pretty cool where we were really getting around and checking out some nut stuff. But it's weird with my videos too, because I never have any idea which ones people are gonna like. I can see all the analytics. I could see when someone clicks away. I could see when everyone clicks, not specifically by your name, but just numbers, like where the views drop off and all that stuff. And sometimes I put one out and I'm like, I like this, but I don't think it'd be popular. Or I'm like, I'm gonna put this out because it's cool and this is my favorite thing I've ever done. And then it's like, doesn't do that well. And I'm like, and by that well, I just mean compared to the stuff I do. Like, there's one I'm looking at, Aaron's first gravel ride. Almost 900 views. Like, that's like it's a 1 minute 43 video, and it's popular, like compared to my other stuff, which averages, like I said, between 200 and 300. You're from Ohio and you live in Buffalo now. Yeah. We enjoyed Buffalo this summer when we spent the night there and then rolled downtown and got a coffee. I don't think Erin's here anymore. She'd remember the spot, but it was over by the big mural. And we Yeah, we enjoyed Buffalo. We had dinner and drinks there at a second floor brewery with a balcony that overlooked the street. Let's get into the Discord over here. Oh, oh, Ben posted an old one. That's a good one. What happens if I go to him from here? Can I go full screen? This is when I brought my drone out the first time. I actually wrecked with a backpack on my back with the drone in it and everything. I wrecked the Peugeot. I was riding the Peugeot this night. That was Ben's Eastway. That bike's been wrecked too. By a car. Alright, I'm flying the drone. That's the hanging out in the river, shallow part of the river, messing around. There's my Peugeot in the corner. Oh, the Gorilla Monsoon we found the video. No. Drone selfies. I remember saying that. I'm like, oh, drone selfies. We were buzzed that night. My friend Kyle made a joke, drinking and droning, and that was definitely happening. Oh, this is the one. So I was talking about that. I couldn't think of the name with Kenny. Oh yeah, Chuckle said he searched Peugeot and found that video, and that's why he's here. Rodford said he searched Gorilla Monsoon. Huh. It's interesting how the search works, because in YouTube, like the title and the thumbnail are the most important thing. Whatever you tag, everything else, it doesn't matter. The title and the thumbnail are important, but then I noticed before my channel was popular, popular relative term, but before to the level it is now. But I always feel like so stupid saying that. But yeah, when it was, some of the videos would be a little higher than others, and when I could see the search terms, and I realized in the description I was always saying what I filmed it on. And so in the description when I'd say I filmed it on my GoPro Hero 5 or my GoPro Hero 8, that was somehow leading people to the channel once in a while. So the views that weren't just my friends were a couple people who had searched GoPro, and it's 5 or 6 people actually clicked on it. So it's very interesting how the description also plays a role in that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, this one. This was.
Tell me if he posts that on YouTube.
Pull this up.
He posts that. Hey, you guys. Tell me if he posts that.
Yeah, this is one of
on
my
YouTube on
favorites.
channel. Comment. Is you gonna post it on YouTube?
Yeah.
All right. Make sure the audience see me. So then I'm gonna see myself on your YouTube.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Cause
Yeah.
this not
Fitzwater photo.
That's Kenny on the left. Otis is wearing the picture of the Dirty River. That's Ben right there leading the way. And this is the trails that we were just talking about in the Discord. Here there's used to be a mall that goes down the lane. Now, of course, it's I'm actually going to grab another beer. Got some. Be right back. That was all the social distance years and something. We had stopped riding for a while together at all. We have again now. Oh, Alan, you found me searching for the Ohio Dairy Trail? Nice. Yeah, I have one from technically before this, before 2020, I slowed down a lot. I barely did it. And not that I mean it wasn't out here in 2019. A few videos I the videos got decent. There's that to be fixed. I'll be scared to talk about this. It's actually what I'm developing my Oh, hard to hear me over the soundtrack. I turned it up. Yep. Oh, Chuckle says he likes hearing the historical facts. Yeah, I'm pretty nerdy, so and I don't like just read everything, but if I get something, then I'm gonna like research everything about it. So you said you found the Peugeot video first, and then I'm, start researching the history in my mind, or just for myself, and then when I decide I'm gonna make videos about it, go farther and like take notes and do all that stuff. But I really enjoy that kind of stuff. Anything I'm into, I really care about the history of it. I'm not like I couldn't just be into modern bikes. Like even having a Raleigh that pretty much has nothing to do with the historic Raleigh. I'm interested then in finding out the history of Raleigh and all that stuff. Should I let's see, did anyone post any other photos for us to take a look at? Oh, Ben did. This one. So the story behind this photo, that is obviously photoshopped, is so the Raleigh was, I bought off Otis, who owns Dirty River, and who was over here for one of the live streams helping me build up the one bike, or help me basically fixing all my mistakes. So that's him when the Raleigh was his bike, still in the original configuration there. That was 11-speed Ultegra is how they sold it. And then that's his brother. I mean, they both have my face on them, obviously. With the Trek 1500, I bought that off his brother later, and I rode that as a road bike for a year, and now it's the bike that is on my trainer. So the fact that there was a picture of the brothers with the two bikes that now I own, Ben took it upon himself to make this awesome photo. And we also can't believe that Otis is in kit. He's like, if you know Pathless Pedal, Otis is like that same kind of guy, like gravel casual, like. Tim's known to stop at an information sign or placard from time to time. Yeah, Aaron and Ben are used to me on our like Ohio to Erie Canal Trail, anywhere new we are to. I'm drawn in. Like they're like, why aren't you'll see those two like legs over the top, dude. Why aren't we leaving? And I'm totally sucked into the history element of everything. So. Wait, not to say, wait, that photo had been altered. I need to print that photo out. That's a. Oh, good. I see you guys are DMing me. Awesome. Let me do that one more time. Grab that link up here for everyone. So yeah, one more time, if you just joined or you didn't hear, if you go to the Discord link, I think you have to drop an email and a password, but send me a direct message with your address and your t-shirt size, and everybody gets something. It won't necessarily be a t-shirt, but everyone will get some kind of something I have, whether it's a Fitzwater photo shirt. I've got some stickers. I've got some bags. Got some magnets. So I'll just do the random thing, select everyone at random. But how do I opened up a bunch of stuff here. I was looking at some of the other early ride vids. Turn the volume down on the, there we go. Yeah, this was riding across the Y Bridge at Bike Party, which we were talking about earlier with the DSLR strapped to my... Oh, interesting. So there was an ad on the bottom of that, and that's because since I use someone else's song, they must have an arrangement with YouTube, so that ad, the revenue would go to the songwriter, in this case, Jonathan Richmond, or whoever owns his songwriting credits these days. Did that not start at the beginning? Oh, whoops. It's a party. I'm drinking. I got a lot going on here. I think Ben comes bombing by me at some point in the other lane. It's my friend Fran there. That's Stefan on the pink bike, who me and Ben ran into yesterday out on a ride. He owns Kent Cycles now. Oh, there goes Ben on the far on the left. Just the closing song at the end of the stream. I should have that credit in the live streams. I found it on a website I use for my free music, and it's a French band. And I will drop that comment either in the Discord or in the live streams from now on. But I can't off the top of my head think of who that is. And it's someone I just found it on a free music website. Write that down. And I did listen to a number of their songs before and there was a bunch of other good songs by them. Oh, are my headphones playing? Oh, so I can hear the desktop audio, but I can't hear my voice. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I'll get that info too. Jam said my Instagram page deserves more love. Needs more cool mural pics. Yeah. Are you guys getting the desktop audio at all? Because I'm rocking out to it. Oh. I just realized that, yeah. With 50,000 watts of power. Someone ringing their bell. We go by faster miles an hour. With the radio on. Road runner. This is my 24th live stream, and I'm still figuring it all out, right? But that was always the plan with this thing. So, with the live streams, was just to figure out how to live stream. Say it, don't spray it. So yeah, something like this is where we'd go in and regroup because everyone had just bombed across a bridge like that. Those were fun, but the people who let it changed, and it get the desktop up so I don't forget next time. Yeah, and it kind of lost its appeal in certain ways. But some of those, of course they didn't do it last year, but some of those summer ones, like where they got a big group together and then we'd all they would have a route where we go through just all kinds of neighborhoods in Akron. Stuff I do more on my own now, or even me and Ben did as groups, but with our group, But yeah, like I said, the theme, you just went out. It was a party. Me and Ben would go out and have a couple beers beforehand and usually fill our water bottle with either some wine or some bourbon or whatever it may be and go out on those. And when we were riding through the neighborhoods, this big group of people, all with flashing lights. The guy who led the rides had a big stereo trailer built, so it would be playing music the entire time. And we'd come down these streets and everyone would be coming out and just be like, "What is this?" And everyone just yells "bike party" and rings the bells, and it was a ton of fun. Oh, we got another bike pick. Let's check this out. Oh, Specialized. Which Specialized is that? Broadford. Ooh, some Renee Ayers on theirs too. White Industries crank. It's pretty rad. Yeah. What are those? Some slick. That's slick 42s or something. I dig it. Rian Earth. Yeah, that's a pretty sweet bike. Oh, it's a Diverge. Really? I didn't realize the Diverge would have that kind of clearance. Oh, got the fender in there too. That's sweet. Oh, Sequoia is what Yonda's saying. Yeah, isn't the Diverge a road bike? Diverge. Why can't I think? I mean, I wouldn't be the one to know the most about Specialized, but that's steel with a carbon fork, right? Alloy or carbon with the. Okay, I got you. 44. I'm not going to be able to pronounce that on the tires. Oh, it's defunct. Do you have a gravel bike replacement for that? And forgive me for being clueless. On the top tube, is that just to protect the top tube, or is that actually something rolled up that you would take off and use? Wait, who is? Oh, Rusty posted this. Let's see. Oh, the full frame bag there. Nice. Those look like are those orange Gravel Kings you have on there? Tires I'm looking at. Let us know what the. Did you write anything in the description of this bike? That's a pretty sweet bike packing setup right there too. I'm not sure where that is. Kaibab National Forest. I don't know where that is. Definitely looks sandy, either beachy or out west. But I love colored tires like that on gravel bikes, especially like a dark colored bike like that, like a green bike. That frame bag looks sweet with the double pockets too. 700 by 50 Gravel Kings. See, I'm starting to know what I'm talking about. I actually noticed Gravel Kings with. Northern Arizona. Okay, that makes sense. Northern Arizona is the only part of Arizona I've been through. I cut through there on my way to. I went from Colorado to Las Vegas driving, and we went through Zion and just weren't riding bikes. That was Kona Sutra Limited. Of the Grand Canyon. Cool. Yeah, that looks sweet. That looks like a full steel bike too, huh? He said the pad is for aesthetics left over from his fixed days. Okay. Ben said this is Tim's kit. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I do have a jersey top on, right? Yeah, you said you're trying to get in on the next round of Gorilla Monsoons. Might be worth talking to Ben there at Large Marge at Dirty River, see if they're able to score you any. We were just when we were stopped the other shouldn't be clicking this in the mic. Sorry. When we ran into Stefan, who owns Kent Cycles, the other day in the woods, we were both talking. Ben and them were still talking about how some of the pre-orders that people have put in are still going out into the fall of next year. That's a Surly with the front shocks, front suspension. Oh, Wednesday with front suspension rock shocks. Nice. Sorry, I forgot to look who posted this before I looked at it. Oh, that's Yonda's. That's your bike, Yonda? Where are you? Where's the Bigfoot trail? That's a classic. Is that an old, oh, it's not internal. I thought that was going to be an internal hub Schwinn. It's got a Brooks saddle on it, huh? You said that's a curb fine? I think that saddle's probably worth more than everything else put together there, right? Yonda was in West Virginia there. Yeah, Ben showed you what the style is. I mean, if you want to know what to wear while riding, it's jean shorts and a loose-fitting jersey from your favorite bike shop. I actually wear button-downs a lot. It comes from my working at the farm for 10 years. Like you said, tees and flannel. Like I love the old like snap polyester shirts. They dry quick. They're cooler than a t-shirt. They're cooler than a t-shirt, but they're actually like less warm than a t-shirt too. So wait, whose was this? Get this next one. Oh, it's another Yonda bike here. Ooh, some big Terravales on there. What bike is that, Yonda? Some Perry said it was a little rusty on that Schwinn. Did some work on it. Let us know what we're looking at here, Yonda. Yeah, for the clothing thing, I have, I really did almost always, I used to always wear full jeans because, again, from my farming days, I just never wore shorts. And if I was going to stop anywhere and maybe go into a bar, it's just me, but could not have shorts on. I hadn't worn shorts in 10 years and I wouldn't do it. But then I started wearing jean shorts and now I wear more comfortable cycling shorts. There's a pair of chrome shorts that I really, really like, and I have 2 pairs, and that's what I mostly wear. Still wear some cutoff jeans and corduroy type shorts, but I do have some more like loose fitting kind of mountain bike style. I don't like how long mountain bike shorts are though, so I still want something that's going to come just above the knee. I don't want like hot pants or whatever you call them. Tech tee, yeah. Ben's been wearing a lot of tech tees, and I have a couple, and they are nice. Cause cotton t-shirts, I'll wear them, but again, if you're on a long trip, it could be, they just don't dry. Patrick says hiking shorts, t-shirt, sun sleeves. Oh, that's the Salsa Fargo that we're looking at on screen right now. Oh, the shop trip. I know. I've realized what you're talking about, Yonda. They did an overnighter. Yeah, on the chrome shorts, we had a friend. We were just having this conversation, so it's worth talking about. Really looking how do they measure them, because the ones I have 2 pairs of I love, and I think they're the Natamas. And our friend saw, and I was like, yeah, I love these chrome shorts. They're a little stretchy, but they still look like, the kind of style I would wear, just the stuff I like. They still have more of a, if you walk in somewhere, you're not looking like a cyclist, but they're functional for cycling. He ordered some, and that's what he was saying. They came they came down to like being like 3/4, like below the knee. So I find that the photos on Chrome's website are not very helpful because sometimes they have these like Amazon dude models that are just like super tall and skinny, or someone short and stout, and you really have to look at the sizing charts. The last time I went to New York, it was nice because we went to the Chrome store and I was actually able to see what everything looked like. It's one of my problems with ordering online is, plus to me, I've got these super long arms. Like even what I'm wearing right now, this wool shirt, these are meant to be like, the thumb hooks, but you could see where they actually fit on my arm. So it's so hard to order clothes online, but being in like Akron, there's not a ton of clothing options. Dirty River carries some like cycling clothes and city style cycling clothes, which is more what I like. I think that's always a tough thing though. I think we got a couple other bike picks up here now. Oh, Juices. Who? Sean says, hey, what's up, Sean? I don't think I said hi to you yet. Cutoffs are cargo shorts and tees in the summer, sometimes sleeves. Thrift store Western long sleeves. The thrift store Western long sleeve is my favorite. And wool, yeah. Now this is wool. Wool has now become like everything. Totally worth it. Oh, this is the Fargo. Yeah, Brook saddle, nice. What are the bags Ortliebs? Maybe not. I don't know if I've ever seen those in green. Let's see if we could. Does a bike like the Fargo handle well with that much weight on the back? It's one of the problems with my cycle touring. My vintage Trek 500 I put all the weight on the back, and then it becomes sketchy in the front and unstable. Oh, they are others. Robert was saying, wait, Hand Up started making shorts and pants for riding that look similar to the Chrome stuff. Nice. Yanda says it does handle okay with all that weight. Yeah, because that would be a totally different kind of bike, and I don't have any bike like that at all, so I wouldn't know how it would handle. Outer shell. All right. Oh, an orange Fargo. Oh, that's rad too. That looks. I like your bags. The camo bags look cool on that. I have the headphones on, so I was getting notifications. So I thought, I was clicking over to see what we had going on there. Yeah, keep sharing the bike pics, and same thing. We got the drink pic category. The other stuff's less relevant to the live streams, but the bike pic, drink pics, show them in there. Oh yeah, I did want to talk about. See if I'm missing anything. In the meetup and ride section here, we were talking about this ride in Ohio. Yeah, so I'm in Ohio, so we skew Ohio in this group. But the Dirty Water route that pedal pusher from Columbus, Ben from Columbus, put in there. It's this unsupported 500-kilometer route. You're not allowed to draft or anything like that, and it's a race, you know, but September 21st, and it's something I'm pretty interested in trying. They don't give you a lot of information. It's a mass start, but then it's like you're basically on your own. It's very climby, a lot of gravel roads, and it would be nuts. And I really want to go out there and try and Lachlan Morton it. And I wanted to see if Ben from up here, Large Marge, would be interested in trying to do it together. But I love the idea of going out and just trying to like do something nuts like that. And I probably am getting in over my head because hey Roger, see you later, man. Getting in over my head because I watch too many of Education First's Lachlan Morton videos. But going to the meetups and rides and check that out. And then in the share video, he put up put up a video about it that you could check out there. Wait, I already read what that was. Dirt touring setup, Surly Ogre, repainted. Let's open the original. Oh, nice. Oh, doing the toe clips. This is a guy at my speed. Yeah, that's cool. What are you running on the tires there? Oh, Soma. They have tires? Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Oh, those bottle cages in the back are sweet, too. Got the Brooks. Thompson seat post. Yeah, it's rad. Is that a Warbird and a... What is that, Surly? I remember this. It's not a Pacer. It's got wider clearance. Ben said, when talking about the ride, he says, sounds horrible, he's in. Yeah, Can't imagine anyone else I would try the DWR with. And we're fairly similar paced. You know, Ben could definitely sprint and climb faster than me, but over an extended distance, we start to even out, I think, at some point. Oh, it's a journeyman and a straggler. Is that what we're looking at right now? Oh, yeah. Yep. I'm less familiar with Surly's lineup than All City. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now I see where. Yep. How's Zinzenia? Nice. You guys were talking in the chat about the DWR and that the guy won it. He did it in under 24 hours. Let's go back to that for a second, then get into the more of the bike photos. Yanda says he'll do a private event, support 420 and 69 a rider. It ends in Vermilion, the DWR. Dirty Water Route ends in Vermilion. So look at that elevation scale. And I mean, I know it's compressed of 300. Someone said that, we were talking in the Discord about this earlier today, that to finish it, I think we were saying in 24 hours would be 10 miles an hour, but I figured you'd have to get out of the saddle for a while. You're going to be stopping. You're not going to bring all your food. You're going to stop for food and stuff like that. And so I was like, do you think I could do the calculations on just being out of the saddle for 2 or 3 hours? Like what that would look like? I don't know. I wish it wasn't even in my head, because now that it's something that's in my head, it's something I really want to do, and like do it in the way that would be very, very painful. My longest ride, solo ride, is 127 miles, and I rode from here in Cuyahoga Falls down to the end of the past the end where the towpath is going to end, in New Philadelphia. Very flat most of the way, and then there's one big climb into New Philly. I sat down, had lunch and a beer, and rested for an hour, then rode back. And I think I ended up averaging almost 16 miles an hour. I did it on my Trek 500. I think I brought a camera, but I don't think I ended up stopping much. I just got in the zone. And I think on the way down before I hit the hill, I was averaging something like 18. So I did almost about 60 miles at close to 18 miles per hour. Crushed limestone. But yeah, we topped that 127 this summer doing back-to-back centuries riding up to Conneaut. And someone just asked about the Western Reserve Greenway, and that's what we took for part of it, which is straight and flat, country roads, and then Western Reserve Greenway, and then there's a couple old state highways that you're on for a little bit. What is that, Route 2 out there? And so we rode 108 miles up from home to Lake Erie, jumped in Lake Erie, went swimming, went and had dinner on a patio, and then we had an Airbnb. Our friend Micah, who's been in the chat before and he's in some of the videos, his family lives up there. In the morning, he took us on a gravel ride over across the PA border, and we did this really cool gravel ride. But then we had a ride home. My Strava messed up, and that's actually the longest ride I've ever done, which was 129 miles. It was kind of 2 rides, because then we stopped for breakfast, but it was still a hole in a day. But back-to-back centuries of over 100 miles each was intense. And I was also, I was having a ton of sciatica pain, so I was taking Advil every 3 hours religiously to try and knock that down. it was the most challenging thing. I've run half marathons, and this blew that away. But I'm rambling. Let me get back caught up on the chat. 5 borough tour in New York. Yeah, that's always seemed like some. I love New York City, and that seems like something that I would totally love to do, just as a ride, not a. Matthew says he's going to do Pitt to DC. So I've done the Gap Trail. I've never done the CNO. So I've done Pittsburgh to Cumberland. We didn't do it in that order. It's confusing to explain, but we did the whole thing in 3 days. And I think the Gap Trail is 150 miles, and ours split up to like not even. But we did that like not full on. It was my girlfriend's first overnight riding as she got into bikes, and so we did that staying in Airbnbs 2 nights, not bringing camping gear. So we only had the clothes we needed. And on the Gap Trail, there's a town almost every 10 miles, so we weren't like bike packing or true touring. We were like, we did a 3-day trip and still stayed in decent places. But I really like the Gap Trail. I would like to see the CNO because we've talked about that on the live streams before. It's supposed to be a little more interesting, and the terrain's supposed to be a little more gnarly. And actually, people say it's really tough if it rains a lot. Because I did it on 38s, and Aaron did it on a Surly Pacer with 32s. And we were fine on the Gap Trail, and I've been told if you get some weather, that won't work on the CNO. So some bad weather or some just wet weather. But 30 hours would be around 10 miles per hour back to the other ride. Columbus to Portsmouth takes 24 hours. Yeah, actually, it's funny because the ride you were talking about, the TOS RV, right? I found one of their shirts at the thrift store, and it's the coolest shirt. And it's before I got back into riding, and it's a picture of Ohio, and it says day 1, this is what it feels like, and then it's like an accordion, and it says day 2, this is what it feels like, and so it stretches, and it's the Portsmouth to Columbus route. But I rent the studio here to another photographer, and she's actually done it a number of times, and it's just coincidental. When I met her, I had just come off working at the farm, so I hadn't been riding, and started working for the guy who used to own this building, and she still rents it from me, but she just happens to be a cyclist who does cycle touring and stuff like that too. So kind of cool. But the Empire State Trail is probably what you're talking about, Matthew, because we did talking about this earlier, Buffalo to Rochester and back late summer this year. For our big summer trip this year, one of our options is doing like Buffalo or Rochester all the way to New York City is an idea. Aaron's kind of into that. What we've always done is Ohio to Erie, so here in Cuyahoga Falls, meeting downtown Akron, riding to Cincinnati. If we do that again, I think we'll do it reverse. We'll take a truck down and ride Cincinnati back home. And then Ben has also showed Large Marge some other options we're looking at. Doing some like a gravel, like a true bike packing trip in Michigan. We're just trying to decide what we want to do. We're not sure what the state of the world is going to be yet at the point and how many people we want to invite. So and plus it's still early. It's winter, it's January, but oh, that's what it stands for, Tour of the Scioto Valley. Yeah. Oh, good idea, Ben. Large March said drop your all links to your Instagrams if you want in the Discord. Here, I think I could actually just real quick make a section for that so we could do that. How did that? Where'd it go? We've only been doing the Discord for a couple weeks, so I'm still finding my way around it. Yeah, so I added a, they call them channels. So there's different sections you see down the left are channels. So I added an IG link. So anyone who wants to drop their Instagram, we could all follow each other and check out each other's photos beyond just here on the Discord. Great idea. So yeah. I was talking about, I think, oh, Danny's usually in the chats. And he's someone I've been also working with on another project. He's actually live on Twitch right now doing his artwork. I got the notification. But when we were talking about Instagram, he said, how many do you have? And I actually have 3 Instagrams because I have Fitzwater Photo, which I consider my personal professional one. It's my photography Instagram account. It's where I consider anything I post there to be at least of some quality, and it could relate to my business or it could be personal. But then I realized I was filling up that thing with my bike pictures, so I started Fitzwater Cycles, which is then now I have one just to post my bike stuff, which now relates to this YouTube channel because this YouTube channel is mostly cycling stuff. But then my analog photography stuff, like when I would post that on my professional or Fitzwater Photo one, like I could just tell people did not like it. So then I made an analog one. So I have 3. So like, but I also like them because what I follow on each one is unique. So one of the problems I had with my account was following professional teams, but I couldn't always watch pro races because they're on early in the morning in the US. So I couldn't check Instagram because I didn't want spoilers if I was going to have to work all day. I had shoots all morning and couldn't put the races on till the evening. So having the bike Instagram was nice because I deleted all the follows of cycling off my normal one. So then when I came home, like I could have a separate way to check that stuff. So yeah, if you guys are into pro cycling, and we do have a pro cycling channel, which as road racing starts back up, I'm hoping to have some people to nerd out about that stuff with. Aging Hipster knows it. Pedal Pusher and Ben is Large Marge watches some more. I'm pretty excited for the cyclocross world champs. This is the first year I've really paid attention to that. Large Marge has gotten me more and more into the cyclocross, pro cyclocross stuff, and it's been pretty exciting this year. Let's take a look at a couple more bikes while we're. Is this a single speed Surly we're looking at here? Is that a Krampus? I can't read that. What a cool photo, though. Where is that? Is that like LA or something? Yoyanda was saying you could ride the CNO on anything. He did it on a Brompton. Nice. Who dropped this photo? Oh, it is the Krampus. Rusty's trail bike. Yeah. That's rad, too. Trying to think of that bag company. Don't you guys, what is that? Gearworks or something? I think Ben carries those at the shop. I'm trying to remember. That's in the Phoenix Mountain Preserve. Okay. Oh, that's rad. Says picture of his buddy's Krampus and his butt. Nice. Is that in Wadsworth? Who? Is that gnarly spot in Wadsworth that picture was just at? Wait, what was the caption? Timberjack for my daughter from Pittsburgh to the dirt. Oh, nice. When we did the Gap Trail Road in Pittsburgh, but I've ridden there a couple other times, and it's a blast. Like, one great bike trails and bike lanes. Yeah, I mean, you could ride from Pittsburgh all the way to Washington, D.C. on bike path, but just even around the city. And plus, the way the city is shaped is really, I think, works well for riding. Out in the woods, nice. Really, you get them on the trainer that little? Ben said in the Discord would have killed for a 24-inch Timberjack like that as a kid. Yeah. He had a banana seat Huffy. Yeah. Yeah, I had some kind of bike I asked my parents just not too long ago because I could remember the bike that I had. It was definitely the banana seat with the that rail over the back. I remember my dad teaching me to ride on that thing. The seat was black with like silver bands over it. I think it might have been a knockoff of those. What did Raleigh make with the shifter in the center? Robert says the camel bags on his Fargo are from Rogue Panda. 10 out of 10 would recommend them. Nice. Oh, nice. You guys are sharing the Instagram links. Cool. Yeah, do that. Let's all always support each other. Yeah, Stingray. Stingray is the bike with the shifter in the center. But yeah, let's all follow each other and see what everyone's up to. Also, I have the buy, sell, trade thing channel on there, which Pedal Pusher has posted some of the stuff he has, which I was interested in, bought. But in the same way too, like if you guys make anything or you're in your in your non-biking life or whatever, have something to promote, drop that in there too. It doesn't just have to be, a bike component you're trying to sell. There's, at this point, there's not so many of us that we'd be clogging it up and we'd never see it. So if there's something, if you do any kind of art, if you do anything else, drop that in there as well. So. Schwinn Stingray. Didn't Schwinn get sued by Route? Or it went one way. I was watching like some history of bike documentary where the guy who designed the Schwinn Stingray or the Raleigh component or the comparable Raleigh bike, like someone made it first, someone like then blew it up, and then everyone copied it, and there was a whole ended up being a whole litigation mess with all that in the 70s and stuff. Or would that be early 80s, I think? That's probably why the bikes were still hanging around when I was growing up. Very secondhand. So let's drop this one more time just in case anyone did not see it or anyone jumped in here. I know if you've been here all night, that's annoying, but I just want to be fair. So what I'm pulling everything from is this Discord server. That's just what they call it. Discord is the web browser or the website or the app, whichever route you go. But it's basically a glorified message board. You could also use it to do chat. Gamers use it to chat while they're gaming. Zwifters use it to talk to each other while they're Zwifting. But tonight, just to a thank you for this channel becoming YouTube legit, anybody in the Discord server, anyone on the YouTube channel, if you drop me your address, the name you use in the live chat, and your t-shirt size as a DM, I'll send you something. And it's just a thank you to everybody for making this so much fun for me to do. It makes me better at my real job, and everything like that, and it makes it totally enjoyable. And I having this little community is just something that's been so fun. So getting to nerd out with bikes with all you guys is just a blast for me. So yeah, do that. All right, Matthew, see you, man. Says a bunch of unused bike. Yeah, drop them in here. You know, people will definitely check them out. I was gonna play one more. I know there's one more video I wanted to drop, which would make sense because I need to grab my last beer, and I haven't looked at the actual. I have the actual YouTube up. See how many people are actually hanging out. Yeah, so people are still hanging out. So I will grab another beer and still talk as long as people want to. Oh yeah, I was gonna play the Tunnel Rats video, even though it's. Yeah, so I have this, like, if you go to the YouTube channel and you are subscribed, this is the one that popped up, and so, you know, it gets views even though people have clicked away. So to me, it's one that I'm like, this is one that people should watch because it's so cool. But anyway, so I'm gonna grab another beer and hit the bathroom and see if I have the volume on and make this work right. But I did a lot of cool, like, and I think I'm also like, as Chuckles asked, hey, good night, Dennis, man. Thanks for being around. I appreciate it. But I'm also was doing like mixing the slow-mo, and so like the cut on this one I'm pretty proud of. So it's one of my favorites. And again, like I said, this is the one that I think should be blown up, and it just does not get it. It's just not gotten a lot of views for some reason, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. That was a great night. It was just such a cool ride. I mean, stringing together some of the illicit trails in Akron, and there's nothing more random than going in the tunnel. Yeah, good place. Some probably say good place to watch fireworks. You could see the whole city, so you're looking from where the kind of the industrial part of Akron would have been, the rubber factories and all that. So you see those in the foreground, but the skyline of the city is there behind that, and it's pretty cool. We've got some cool night photos out there before. We went out and rode some of those, and then where the tunnels were, one of the last group rides we did before we kind of shut it down again because the pandemic getting so bad. But there's actually some off-road trails around there too by the tunnels to go cruise around that are pretty cool. And again, it's the stuff you go out there and it's like, who made this? Like, what is this? You know, this must be a neighborhood. People who live close by, but yeah, really cool off-road trails. And then we went and sat up there on that same hill and had a couple drinks. But yeah, I think I was thinking about this earlier today. So, like in the whole concept of industrial gravel, like I like watching YouTube videos by people like, big influence on me, Terry Berenson or Dustin Klein, both influences in completely different ways but kind of two things I combine in what I do. But like Terry, New York City, and I love New York City, so seeing someone rip around New York City is really cool. And then like Dustin Klein, Portland, and everything, they could just go out and ride like 150 miles on gravel, roads without touching a street and all this like awesome stuff. So, you watch this stuff to be inspired by how cool places can be. But I was thinking like with what I do here, it's like, I think it's actually probably more relevant to a lot of people because way more people live in cities like Akron than live in cities like New York or Portland, or even like when you watch really amazing like Red Bull mountain bike videos. Those are awesome. Those are pros who do it every day. Like I could not get that good in the rest of my lifetime to do stuff like that or to afford to do stuff like that. So I was kind of relating it to my friend Kyle. He's the head of our foundation here in town, and some of us have talked about this in the comments in some of my videos I've been writing to do jobs for him, the Knight Foundation. And they applied for this massive like grant and program called Reimagining the Civic Commons. And 5 cities got it, and Akron was one of them. But the other cities were like Detroit, Philadelphia, big cities. One of their big selling points on having this come to Akron was if it works in Akron, it's way more easy to replicate this where most of the people actually live, right? Chicago is Chicago, Philly is Philly, New York is New York, right? They're not, if you live there, and there's a ton of people who live there, like they're unique, but that's not where most of us live. So I was like thinking about this, like with my YouTube channel and the way we ride, I'm like, I think there's like an element of this that will be, what we do here. I'm like, wouldn't this be boring compared to New York or Portland? But then like I watch a video like that back, with a buzz, and I'm like, it's unique in a way to us, which is probably interesting, maybe to someone who does live in one of those big cities, but also to everyone who lives in one of these Midwest Rust Belt towns or the smaller sister to a big city. It's probably actually like, you're like, oh yeah, that looks like home. This is how we ride too. Or if you don't, maybe like as Otis from Dirty River always says, like his explore idea. It's like maybe we should be trying to do this in our city. Maybe there's routes we can ride that we're not attempting. So yeah, it's, I don't know, just a thought. And maybe like the growth potential for an Akron, Ohio cycling YouTube channel and like Discord community based here, but definitely, is not as limited as you would think, or as I would think, I guess. Because, Erin was, my girlfriend, saying to me, she's like, well, you got to be kind of proud of this moment. And I'm like, yeah, it surprises me. And she's like, no, it's cool. She's like, you started off the year with 35 subscribers, and now you have friends who are talking to you. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah. I'm proud of some of the work I've done. It's made me a better, professional too. So, anyways, we got new bike picks. We got some new drink picks. Oh, Modern Times. Where are they from? I know that name. I've had some of their beers. Hazy Tropical Double IPA. That is right up my alley. Yep. I gotta Google them. I know Modern Times. I've had some of their beers in the can like that. Oh, did the stupid thing of just Googling a phrase like Modern Times. I like their graphic design. That's pretty cool stuff. Where's their info? About a boot. San Diego, huh? Robert says he's from Cleveland. He lives in Phoenix now. Really loves Phoenix, but also kind of hate Phoenix. Don't live near the center of town, so bike commuting is doable, but a bit of a pain. Phoenix has blown up a lot, right? So it's not as like a lot of suburban stuff surrounding Phoenix, if I remember correctly, right? Yeah, Patrick, you're right. It was. But all the gravel in Arizona makes an everyday gravel ride from home a bit much. Yeah. Steve J said he watched the Terry B vid last night, Hotline Crusher. Holy crap, was insane. Yeah, that's, Phoenix is ginormous. Yeah. It's interesting with Terry because Ben got me into him large Marge when I started checking him out. And he's a total reason this channel has grown as much as it did. And I don't think tonight there's a lot of, but on a lot of these early live streams, a lot of people were just, they found me because Terry, he would do a Members Monday thing and he'd play my videos and then people would come over and subscribe. And I think I was probably at like 200, 250 when that happened. And like every time he did it, it would jump like 25, 30 subscribers. Huge jump. And he's such a cool dude, likes to help other people out. And then he also makes videos teaching you how to like up your game, which is super cool as well. But yeah, I'm just such a New York fan that when Ben told me about him, I loved watching like the hotlines and the way those guys ride. I'm just like, because he's from San Francisco he lived in the Bay Area for a long time, But the way people who live in big cities can have that, like the old bike messengers and all that, I think it's just like mountain biking on that, Red Bull level. It takes a lifetime to accumulate that skill. I don't think I could ever have that level of city riding. Like, I go up to Cleveland and I ride and I could get with the flow of traffic, and I have ridden in New York City a little bit, and I could start to feel the flow. But the way like those hotlines are and the way they go nuts, and he was just in Mexico City and Terry B, and the way they're riding is just like so incredible. And he's been doing more mountain bike stuff lately, which I really like too, because same thing, it's accessible mountain biking. Even he was just in Sedona and those trails were nuts, but he doesn't like cut out when they like mess up or anything like that. It's not just a highlights reel. And that's kind of what I really like about his stuff. Like, you watch like a Red Bull video to be like, I could never do that. I can't believe a human being could ever be so good at something. But the thing I like about his videos, you're like, okay, I could see how he got from A to B, from riding around like what would be a mountain bike trail in New York to doing what he does now. And I think it's really cool. And he says when he does his mountain bike videos, they don't get any views, or they like drop way down. And I'm like shocked by that, because I'm like, no, it's so cool, because I think this is even more accessible than the hotline stuff. This is more true. I'm rambling. Scenics is 4.5 million subbers, so it's like in Atlanta or something. Oh, Dustin Klein. I'll drop a link to his YouTube channel. Totally worth checking. He's great. He's a great personality. His videos are fun to watch. He's not an overly bike nerd either. I'm not going to say he's not a bike nerd, but I mean, he's not super techy, And then he has to deal with the, that's Dustin Klein's channel. I dropped in the chat. But did someone already do that? The thing that he does that I can never do is like, it's always rainy out there. So they're like 40 and rain. Like when he says it's cold, I'm like, that's not cold, But I also think like, man, they're riding in like 40 degrees and rain all the time. And so he does a lot of rain gear stuff. To me, it's just, I just don't do that. Like I go from like, as the temperature drops, I'm like, I'm fine. And then it's raining. I'm like, not riding. Below 34, goes to snow. Cool, I'm riding again. Like, I would rather have snow in 28 than rain in 36 any day of the week. So Dustin Klein stuff's cool for that too. Oh, you were saying that Anapuga video by Terry Views. That Mexico City stuff was sweet. Mexico City is one, I was talking to Ben about this on a ride yesterday, bucket list for me because of historic city, but the riding there looked awesome too. Rick, you were saying you watch Burn Peak, Pathless Pedaled, you're all over the place. That's how I am. Like, I like everything about cycling. I could watch the most nuts, who's the original guy who kind of started filming the bike messenger stuff? Lucas Bernal. There's a documentary, I think Netflix has it, but I think it's now on YouTube, but it's called Line of Sight. And this is still when he's like analog recording with two cameras on his side. And this is like the first like true amazing bike messenger culture documentaries, and it's awesome. And he still makes cool YouTube videos, and it's totally like, he seems like he's on the spectrum. Just like a line of sight is the perfect way to describe this guy. It's like what Terry B does with his hotlines. He's like the originator of that. And then Dustin Klein riding something different, all gravel out in Portland. And I think he comes from a bike messenger background too. And, like I said, like the extreme stuff that blows my mind, like every level of it. Pathless Pedaled is actually more how I ride in my everyday life a lot, but we still have a lot of roads and bike paths to get there. We don't have miles and miles of gravel. So it's like, take a little bit of it all in. And that's what I was saying. Here in Akron, it's just a mix, you just do what, So when you guys are talking about people, and if you have someone who you really like, drop those links in the share a vid thing on the Discord if you guys have jumped over there, so we could all check them out. Last weekend we were doing that on, I think, Friday night, and me and Aaron were actually sitting at our house with a fire and pulling up those videos and watching them as people drop them. So that's what I think is so cool. Like I said, tonight I'm drunk and talking at you guys, but like I like the idea of this being like, let's make it more like we could all speak together. And I brought this up on Thursday, and I was telling Ben about it. But I think in the Discord, I think with these voice channels down here, I think I can make that so everyone would be able to like just hook up their camera, and then we could have like a free for all. And I think we'll do that. Like, I don't know yet. Like, do we do it? We'll see what happens, but maybe we do that once a month where anyone who wants to can jump on, and I'll just screen cap that, and we could just have like a video chat conversation. That would be like a pretty fun. I do want to do some like series like Zoom interviews with, you know, particular people in this chat that know their bike stuff and stuff like that. But doing a free for all, I think, could be a lot of fun too. Got a couple more bike pics. I don't even remember you taking that. Look at Aaron's face. Look how happy I look, and look how disgusted she looks at me. This on a bike tour. We're down in Xenia. Is this one we got poured on, and so we sat there and had a bunch of beers? Oh, Yonda threw this. Oh, that's a Surly LHT. Oh, long haul trucker. That is man. I love that paint scheme, and I love that bike, that color bike. Oh, Ben said, yeah. We got we were doing Ohio here. We stopped in Xenia. We went to Devil Wind Brewery. We got a beer, and then it just started pouring, and then we kind of waited out the rain there, and then it pretty buzzed. And yeah, I think that the photo describes it. DK, oh, let me go back through the chat. Been rambling again. Ryan Van Duzer, I don't know him. Drop that link to his channel for me. A couple of you guys know him. Ryan Van Duzer. Yeah, I haven't watched this stuff. Spin that. That sounds familiar, but I don't think I've watched that. DK is a cadence designer. Yeah, he was. He's not anymore. Then he did some work with Chrome, and he hasn't been doing any work with Chrome. And I think he's really pushed his own brand lately on his own, but I think he's still looking for some of that stuff. Broadford said Lucas is gnarly. Yeah, Lucas is the gnarliest. He just, one of the videos we were just watching, I think it was like on New Year's or something, where he's riding through the snow in Boston on a road bike. Just insane. Rick asked, what's Discord? It's basically like a message board. You know, it's a website if you look at it on your computer. It's an app if you download it to your phone, but it just works really well because we just have different topics where you could drop stuff in each topic, where the bike picks, that's where I'm pulling them from, drink picks, and then like the IG links, whatever you want. Yeah, so Discord, originally a gamer thing. They use it to wear the headphones and talk to other gamers they're playing with. Cyclists started using it for Zwift so their teams could all communicate. It has that element. we're using it here as a message board, basically. RJ the Bike Guy. I watch a lot of RJ the Bike Guy because I hack vintage bikes together. So I know Yonda gets banned from. Yonda has like 15 YouTube accounts that are banned from RJ the Bike Guy. But I like his stuff, and some of the hacks he's shown I've used. So I have the video up while I'm working on a bike, and I'm pausing RJ the Bike Guy. It's so funny. He never shows his face, and he's usually walking around in like white tube socks. He's like one of those guys who like got on YouTube early, right? He's the opposite of what's going on now with like Safa Brian and people who are doing like POV drone stuff, that amazing bike footage, or even what I consider I do, where I'm trying to bring an element of cinematography to riding. Not like the last video where I'm just chatting, but tomorrow's drop, like to me, it's like the beautiful snow. I feel like I'm using the right frame rate. I'm dropping an editing LUT on it and all that stuff. RJ is just like your classic YouTuber, no mic. It's echoey, it's in his garage. There's a stack of like RC Cola in the background, but the information is really good. It's like what YouTube was, kind of founded on after the music video thing. Ryan. Ryan does some great drone stuff. I missed where you guys are coming at on that. RJ the Bike Guy feet cracked me up. Yeah, that's what I was going at there. Ben dropped a cool photo here. They rode from here to Pittsburgh. That's on his Monsoon. What was Woody riding then? That's his All City. Oh, that's the one he bought your Ben's wheels for, that he later put on there. That's a sweet photo. Like, right? I mean, that's why you go out, you get out on the road, because that's like the kind of stuff you're going to see. Cosmic Stallion. Woody's riding the Cosmic Stallion. Oh, cool. You guys dropped some of the links. Awesome. I was saying that I think we were chatting about this in the Discord. I don't know if we actually talked about it on the live stream, but that's what I've been doing on the weekends. Me and Erin have been like, have a fire at her place and just been watching different bike videos and other stuff we're interested in. But yeah. Oh, POV crit racing. Man, that's got to be awesome, huh? Patrick says RJ is kind of what Sheldon Brown would have been if he had a YouTube. I think that is so on point, right? I mean, that is because, yeah, even the Sheldon website, I mean, it doesn't look good, but it like gets you the information you need. Like how many, I mean, with what I do with French bikes, like if it wasn't for Sheldon, I would never know what size that seat post was going to be, But yeah, it's not pretty. It's, Have you guys, when RJ, he like goes on vacation and he sits there in like a cruise ship window and answers questions. And it's just like his legs, like, I don't know how old RJ is, like a 50-year-old dude's hairy like legs and feet, like up in a window. And it's just like, you're like, this is gross, but the information is so good, When did Sheldon pass away? It wasn't super long ago, right? Like, I really like how we were talking earlier, some of you guys found by Googling like Gorilla Monsoon or Peugeot. Like, that's how I knew who Sheldon was. I wasn't aware of his, and people always point you in that direction. You have a bunch of questions. They're like, oh, here's this resource. It's Sheldon Brown. Yonda, don't get mad. Should pop on another vid. Whoop. No one's disparaging Sheldon. I mean, that's just web, 1.0. You know what I mean? And they never changed it, which is fine. It works like Wikipedia. It's great. I mean, RJ's this, well, I know you don't want me to compare RJ to Sheldon, but RJ is the Sheldon of YouTube. And it's just a fact. It's YouTube 1.0. You know what I mean? It's just like someone standing there showing you how to do stuff without production values. And Sheldon was the web before you made the web look pretty. Just a fact. Someone drop another bike pic. Oh yeah, look at this in Arizona. Now my internet's gonna go slow. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's a rad photo, man. Hey, Jay Dandy. Thanks, man. Have a great night. Thanks for buying a print, man. Photography is what I do. So that's, I love this YouTube stuff. I love the videos, but that's a way higher compliment that you actually bought one of the photos. So thanks, man. I'm glad you stopped by. Yeah, I probably, what Patrick said, or no, wait, someone says, I bet bike shop dudes love hearing about RJ. Oh, my camera died. Got to put a new battery in here. Like I said, this Canon fucking honks on. This R5 honks on batteries. Yeah, it's probably like you go to the doctor and you're like, well, I looked it up on the internet. But there's certain things, especially if you're not into new bikes like me. Like, if I buy like a Bike Boom bike, from the 70s, and I'm trying to modify it to take some modern shit, I'm not competing with a bike shop, right? You know what I mean? I'm trying to hack shit together, and that's what... Let's see if I could get this camera back up. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, you're a rare guy though, you know what I mean? Rick said he can't get past the login bullshit. I'm sorry, man. Like I said, I have really had a problem with the Discord stuff. Twitch to me is it's like my bank. I cannot get into Twitch. I could get into it now on my browser. I can't get into it on my phone. But so Rick, if you're on IG, DM me on IG and with your address, still in for the swag thing. Sorry. Yeah. Hopefully you could figure out the Discord just to be able to check it out because it's fun. But if you weren't able to do it for the giveaway, hit me up somewhere else and you're still in on that. I'm not going to, Rick, you're the one you're in Philly, right? And then on one of my videos, one of my videos, you noticed that I had the Speedotrons in the studio, which is something that people do not notice very often. That's 1970s studio photography. All right, Joel. Thanks for dropping by, man. I appreciate it. Have a great night. Oh, yeah. Rick said, yep. Yeah. That's cool. That's stuck in my mind. I did write down that you were in Philly, but the Speedos comment I wanted to make a note about. I'm like, someone knew that those were those 70s Yeah, lights. Yeah, so who I bought the studio off of, you said you're an old shooter. He was the photographer for BF Goodrich. He wasn't the photographer. He ran their dark room when he was in his early 20s, and he saw the way that the rubber companies were going, and that they were going to start hiring outside firms and not do this all internally anymore. And he went off to start his own studio, and he bought the building that's next to the one I'm standing in, and then connected it with this one. But he was shooting 4x5 transparencies. Sorry for the bike guys. So Speedotrons, like you said, the 4800. That's what I use as my main light. It's sitting right over here, and yeah, it's like amazing. I have to use actually filters on my lenses to be able to get that thing down to enough power for a digital camera today. It's too bright, you know. So it's amazing. I have a studio full of those old Speedotrons. Throw up some bike photos before I lose everybody with me and Rick's nerdy photography talk, but you don't get that often when someone knows what a Speedotron is. It is amazing. It's amazing equipment that I have in here, and of course it's, you know, stuff that is so well built that it all still works. It's the opposite of what we complain about in everything in the modern world. The studio's filled with like battery packs and heads that are just amazing that I get to control. Yeah. That's my true dream job, you know, like the cycling stuff and the YouTube stuff and all that is fun, but my day job of shooting product photography is literally my dream job, and I'm so glad I get to do it. But Speedotrons, yeah. Wait, I have a video up here with the Speedotrons in it, and I should just pop that up to show you how cool in 70s the logos look. Like, if Danny was in here, he would absolutely love them. It's an early video from right when because I live here now, but I rented it before I even lived here. I'd have to find that, and it's a hilarious video. Don't cuss. My nephew was in here earlier. Effing. Most watts per second. Yeah, the power. The power of these things, man. Oh, here it is. Yeah. You'll like this, Rick. Get it over here. So this is right over here to the left of me. This is where.
Hey, what's up? You know the drill. Take a seat on the stool right there. All right. Turn your body a little more this way. Chin up a little bit. All right. Perfect. Hey, Tim. You turn that one up a stop. Thanks. All right. Look right here. Relax a little bit. Deep breath. All right. Perfect. Good. Do that one more time. Nice. I think we got it. Let's take it over the computer.
So dumb. Yeah, when I learned how to clone in video, that's the video I made. But yeah, it does have the Speedotron like thing going on there. So Is that Paul Rudd? I remember I made that YouTube video. I'm like, what is that? It's right when I moved in here. I'm like, this should be viral for nerdy photographer, stupid stuff. But yeah, so the really strong ones, like the 4800 and the one on the cart, they're both on carts, are kind of annoying. The more modern 2400s are way better because then they have this. You have the stop adjustment for each plugin. The old ones, I only use the one as the key light, but what time is it? It's after 11. Did everybody get their chance to put the stuff in on the Discord for the giveaway? There's a good chunk of. Oh yeah, it seems like a bunch of you did. Awesome. Yeah. Again, I really do appreciate it. I really appreciate everyone who tunes in, everyone who's ever watched a video, everyone who's ever obviously buy something. That's great, but it's not. None of that's required. I think Discord thinks you're a robot. See ya, Broadford. There's the bean emoji, but yeah, it's just fun. Like never thought we'd have this little community, and that's kind of what I've always hoped for, but it takes putting in the work, obviously, and yeah, I don't know. Oh, tomorrow's drop. So it's me and Ben's ride from Monday, and we did a half century in the snow yesterday on our studded tires, but there's part we did in Kent, which we call the Moon Tower Trails, and it's like absolutely beautiful. So I found a really great song, and I cut the footage to all the footage is cut to the song, so I think it's a really good one. It's like a 4 or 5 minute video, so hopefully you guys check that out. It comes out at 7, and the reason I do that is because now I upload everything in super high quality, because even though if you can't even see it in 4K, YouTube gives you way more bandwidth if you upload something to 4K. So if any of you other guys are making YouTube videos, export them as 4K, even if they're not. They will look so much better on YouTube. They just give you the bandwidth for it. We were talking about Dustin Klein earlier in the comments. I told him once, I'm like, he was talking about how pixelated everything was getting in his woods videos, and YouTube struggles with like a lot of foliage, and what we do on bikes, upload in super high quality. Doesn't matter what anyone watches it on, you'll get way better. It'll look way better. So yeah, I'm excited about that video. It's one of my favorite in a while. Plus I rode with someone. Me and Ben had a good time, had a beer in the woods. 50 miles on a day that was 34 degrees. So you're not leaving yet, just being silly. It's just late, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I might be talked out. That's why we need to get the Discord where we could chat going, and but also, like I was saying, doing some interviews, talk to a couple of you guys about plans, even getting some bike guys on here. I think we have, so I think we could do some stuff that would also be like cool, where we could get someone who knows more than me, where I could just ask the questions and have someone kind of nerd out. Summit Perry said he did 25 yesterday and bonked out. Yeah, I was struggling. I didn't put enough air in my tires, which was nice when we were on the off-road trails, but we did a lot of road riding yesterday too, which the roads were very clear. And so to ride a mountain bike on 2.1 inch studded tires with like 20 psi, I got tired. Yonda said 7 a.m. Could we screen at the shop on the big TV? Yeah, it is 7 a.m., but I didn't set it as a premiere. So there's the premiere option, which I like because then I get to chat with people what's premiering. One, I'm not getting up. I don't get up at 7 in the morning. I get up at about 8 or 8:30 these days, unless I have a shoot. If someone wants to schedule something earlier, I'll do it. But the problem I found with actually premiering something is premieres work like live streams, so it'll look at this quality. So right now I'm watching this in my live streaming app. It looks great. But if I click over to what it looks like in YouTube, it's fairly, it's not that great. So if I premiere it, even though it's been up all night, it's going to show it in like 1080 low bit rate. If I just schedule it and it just goes live, it shows in full 4K at full bit rate. So yeah, I've realized it's like the one I did the other day where I talked for like 50 minutes, which I don't expect anyone to watch that whole thing. I just like, hey man, I ended up talking this whole way. If people want to put it on in the background or if people want to skip around to parts of the trail they know, totally cool. That hasn't even finished processing in 4K yet. So that would have had to go up 3 days ahead of time to actually pull off 4K. So think of how crazy that is. But with tomorrow's video, like being that, to me, the key feature of that video is how cool the scenery looks in the woods. I want it to show up in full quality. So just these interesting little YouTube things. And it's just like my photography. I'm a nerd about it. So it's like, probably doesn't matter to everybody else, but it bothers me if it's showing up half-assed, So you put all the work into it. You sit there, you're editing it, you're adjusting the colors, you're adjusting the contrast, you're adjusting the light. You at least want it to show up close to what your intentions were. Yeah, I actually I shoot my GoPro in 2K when I'm doing like the normal footage, but then I always export it in 4K. And same with the camera I'm recording this on. When I do a video for a client, if they want it in 4K, I'm up-resing it at export. They don't know. They can't tell the difference. There'll be a time when I have to shoot it in 4K. My computer would melt with the 4K that comes off this camera. It's such a high bit rate and it's super beautiful, but it really takes like a minimum like $5,000 computer to crunch it. So you export it, and Premiere, Adobe stuff is so good at that. It's fine. Most people are watching it on their phone anyways, right? Oh, you watch the long ones in 2K speed? That's the way to go. Yeah. That's usually what I do if I'm cruising along too long. I stop talking. I hyperlapse it, right? I think I'm going to call it a night. Let me drop if anyone's still hanging out and didn't hear earlier, I'll go through this one more time, just to be fair. This is the Discord. Join it up because I think we're having a fun conversation throughout the week, but especially during the live streams, it's very active. Just something fun to do. But yeah, if you want your bike pics, your drink pics, if you want to sell anything, share anything, it's a cool thing to do for our little cycling community here. But since this YouTube channel became an official thing in YouTube's eyes, I'm just doing a giveaway for anyone who wants. And all you have to do is direct message me your address, your shirt size, and what your YouTube chat name is, so I know you were actually here during this stream. So, of course, I have to limit it a little bit because, like I said, I don't make money on YouTube. This is a thank you present. It's costing me money. It's costing me shipping, and I just want to do something awesome for my friends. So. Which are you guys? So, all right. I think, yeah, I'll still be in the chat during the outro if you guys want to say goodbye, but I'm going to jump off and finish this beer and pass out because I've actually got a long day of work tomorrow. I've got a ton of portraits to edit, and I've got to finish a video for a company that makes mobile mobile scale units, scales and tow motors and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's my day. Peace, guys.